All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to let some people come up in here. We shoot the shit a little bit. But come on, algorithm. Go on, pop off. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and rock out. We'll see if we get some more people up in here. I would prefer, but it is what it is, y'all. All right. So as y'all can see from the title, my title says how I went to jail 2 times for the same incident. All right. So yes, I'm gonna explain it to y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. And I went to jail 2 times for the same shit. All right. So if some of y'all have been watching me for some time now, last year, I want to say November, I had went live and I explained I had gotten into some trouble. I went to jail last year, November. All right. So a little background. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, because no, I wasn't innocent. I did do the things that they accused me of doing. So during this time, me and the wife, we was going through some things. All right. And let's just say my wife went somewhere with the babies and I was at the house. All right. So basically, y'all, I went crazy. All right. I wasn't able to see my children whenever I wanted to. And, you know, coming from somebody who's been a father since day one, and I mean a day one father. I mean, I've been at every birth, every doctor's appointment, every whatever the hell, whatever, anything. I've been a day one father, all right? So when my babies were not with me, I went crazy, all right? So it had turned out that the wife was at her family's house with my babies. When I find out that she was there, your boy's a little crazy, all right, when it comes to my babies. So I started popping up. I started pulling up. And let's just say, yes, I did. I was guilty. I pulled up. I had a sister-in-law, and she had her boyfriend there, and there was other people there. So, you know, I'm not going to hit a woman. I've never hit a woman. So what I did was I went at the sister-in-law's boyfriend, all right? I went at the boyfriend, and I went at anybody else that was a male that I can get my hands on. And yes, I overreacted. I did beat him up. I did beat him up. I did. I'm guilty, all right? So this is where I could tell y'all, yes, I'm guilty. I did beat him up. They put me in jail, all right? I also had a restraining order put on me to not go around that house. I had a terroristic threat put on me because I was, like I said, I'm guilty. I was threatening everybody and anybody I was threatening them. Yeah, I was guilty. All right. So I get out of jail. I go through my little, okay, I'll see I go to jail, and then me and the wife, we make up. Everything's good, right? I get my babies back in my life. I beat the case, y'all. All right. I go to court and I beat the case. I had to take some anger management classes. Hey, what's up, Carrie? What's up with you? What's up? So I beat the case, all right? I took anger management. I took some other little counseling class, and they actually dismissed the case, all right? So I took a plea deal. As long as I did the courses that they required, they were going to dismiss the case. And they did, in fact, dismiss the case, all right? So just keep this in mind, y'all. December 19th, the case was dismissed. What's up, Ruben Villalobos? What's good with you, man? All right, y'all, so remember, December 19th, I completed all the required courses, and the case was dismissed, all right? They threw the case out, it was dismissed. So then everything was up and up from there, all right? As a matter of fact, I had got a new job in the same industry what I do, right? I'm a CNC machinist. So I had got a new job opportunity, and this job was gonna pay me the most money. Well, they were paying me the most money I had ever made in this industry so far. It was a long, hard-working job, long hours, right? 12 hours a day, but it was what I wanted, it's what I asked for. So I got the job. The case was dismissed. I put that shit behind me. Me and the wife was good. You know, everything was going right. Everything was going perfect. So I started working at this new job, all right? And remember, y'all, this case was dismissed on December 19th of 2023. So in my mind, I'm Gucci, right? I'm riding around, whatever. And I'm good. I ain't got to worry about nothing. As a matter of fact, I had just got my first paycheck from this new job, y'all. And, you know, in order to some sort of like celebration, I said, I'm going to take my babies out somewhere. We're going to go do something. We're going to have some fun, because I got my first check from this job. And like I said, this was the job that was paying me the most I have ever made. So when I seen the check, it was like, damn, it was like I had got a tax refund or something, right? For 1 week of pay. So, you know, I was like, man, we're going to turn up. Let's go take my babies out for a little bit. And so I did. I took the babies out. We went to go to the little jumping trampoline park and all that, you know. And then maybe this is where the intuition or something comes into play, right? Because something told me, leave your children at the house, all right? Leave the children at home. And I did. I left my children at home. I take off, and you know, as a matter of fact, I was about to go live, or I was about to make a video or do something, right? So I leave, and also, let me tell you, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna be real, all right? I'm keeping it all the way real. I had went and picked me up some medicinal, right? A little greenery, some Magic Dragon. I had just picked it up. I stopped and give me some little cigar papers, whatever I'm gonna do. I'm finna twist one up. I'm finna roll it up. And yes, I'm guilty of this. I was driving with one hand, and you know, I'm breaking up the stuff with the other hand, about to roll me some up. And lo and behold, the lights come on behind me, all right? So I'm shitting bricks. I'm panicking. And I'm like, damn, you know, like, I'm in Texas, right? So marijuana, it is decriminalized here, but you can only have a certain amount with you or whatever. So I wasn't so much worried about it. Whatever. Give me the ticket or whatever I did. So they pull me over. I give them my license, you know, and I got the medicinal right here, right in the center console. And I'm thinking it's nothing, right? Whatever I did wrong, yes, I might have did it if I'm speeding. I know I didn't have my seatbelt on, all of the above, right? Just give me the ticket so I can go on about my business. Well, you know, when you're sitting in the car for a little while, and the cops are behind you, and they got your ID, and you know, you're waiting, it's only so long before you know something's wrong. And then the record trucks pull up, and I'm like, man, fuck. So it was a lady cop, right? Rookie too. She was rookie. She was barely out there on her own, because she didn't even know how to read she didn't even know the Miranda rights by memory. So anyway, she comes back to the car, and then she tells me, sir, step out of the car. And I'm like, for what? What did I do, man? What are you talking about? And then by this time, she had already had the sergeant roll up, her back up. She called people. So there was a few cop cars behind me. They're all waiting for me, standing out here now. Step out of the car, sir. So I step out of the car. And at this point, y'all, I'm irritated, because I'm like, man, y'all is tripping. I did not do what's going on, what's happening. We'll explain it to you in a little bit. So they put me in the back of the car, the cop car. Then they proceed to start searching my shit. So then I flip out again. I'm like, hey, I didn't consent to this search. I'm kicking the back of the damn cage in the cop car. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, because I know that I had that stuff there in the center console, right? I had some medicinal Magic Dragon. I also had a firearm, right? Which is, it's all good though, right? But You just never know with the police officers, right? You never know. So finally, she comes back to the car because I'm screaming, and then the sergeant comes out, pulls me out, roughs me up a little bit, tells me to shut the, they do the whole spiel. And I'm just tripping because I want to know why am I in the cop car? Why my truck's about to get towed? What's going on? So she goes, okay, I'm gonna tell you. You have a felony warrant out for your arrest. You jumped bond and you missed the court date. So right now you're basically you're a fugitive right now because you jumped your bond. And this is me being 100% honest and real with y'all. I'm like, I didn't jump any bond. I'm not on a bond. I have no bond right now. So there's no type of way that you can have a felony warrant out for my arrest with no bond. So, she tried to kind of, normally they don't give a shit, right? You talking to a brick wall whenever it comes to officers wanting to help, for you to need help from them. It's almost impossible, right? They got to be like a really, really good person inside, have a good heart in order to just want to help, right? So I guess she saw that I was serious about it because I did not know. So she goes ahead and she says, let me make sure we got the right person. They make me get out my t-shirt, and they have me on the computer and the thing. I have several tattoos on my body, okay? So these are their ways to identify people. So they go to identifying me. She starts calling out the tattoos, and I'm like, damn, that's me. Now she's naming shit on my back and my body and that's me. So there's no denying it. But then again, y'all, I didn't do nothing, right? So I'm like, man, I'm not on bond. So I start to thinking about it. I'm like, damn, could this have anything to do with the case that was just dismissed December 19th of 2023, a few months ago? So sure enough, y'all, that's what happened. They got me on a felony warrant for jumping bond and missing my court date for all those charges that I had picked up the first time, right? The assault, the terroristic threat, the trespassing, all the shit that I had did that I was guilty of, that I said, yeah, I'm guilty of that, right? I did it. But that case was dismissed, all right, in December. So, man, I'm tripping out. I'm bugging out. So, whenever you go to jail, and I'm sure this is the same for most county jails in the U.S., right? You go to jail and you're going to have a probable cause hearing, a bond hearing. You're going to see a judge and they're going to come and talk to you. In my case, it was through a video screen. And when it comes to that point, if you're in jail and, you're going through the process and you get to the probable cause hearing, this is where they're going to determine whether or not they have probable cause to keep you, to keep you in jail. So in my mind, I'm like, shit, man, there's a mistake, right? Like I technically did not do nothing, right? The case was dismissed already. I had already pleaded out for it. So there's going to be something comes up where they see, hey, we made a mistake. We took him to jail on accident. We impounded his vehicle on accident. I'm thinking I'm good. I come up to the probable cause hearing. The judge is on the screen. Then they don't want you to talk, right? They don't want you to say shit because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to hear it. They just want to know if you're guilty, pleading not, if there's probable cause, and if you can get a bond or not. So when she goes to talking and reading me all my charges, and that I jumped bond and missed my court date, I start to get a little irritated because I'm like, I went through that already. That case was dismissed. I'm good. She tells me, shut the fuck up. Then the bailiff comes, shut the fuck up. Don't speak while they're speaking. So then again, where I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I went a little overboard, right? I started tripping. I went to tripping. So, they had to get the goon squad to come over there and come get me and all this and that because, I mean, not trying to sound like I'm the Hulk or anything, but they had a little bunch of weak nut dudes trying to hem me up. I'm 6'2", 247 pounds as of now. So it wasn't going to be easy for them. And then I was already tripping, had the adrenaline running. I went to tripping, which might have made it a little bit worse for me. Which might have made it worse. It did. It made it worse for me. So when they finally restrained me, they put the cuffs on me and they put me in a little restraint chair. They go sit me in a room for a couple hours. Hey, you calm down yet? I said, man, I'm good. I'm calm. They bring me back out. The judge starts talking to me again. Okay, you got a restraining order. You got a terroristic threat. You got an assault. You got, man, all the charges, and then finally I get to speak, and I'm like, ma'am, this is a mistake. I just beat this case, or it was actually dismissed in December of last year. There is no bond that I'm on. I did not jump any bond. I did not run, and I'm not a fugitive because I'm not on bond. So how is this possible? How did I miss a court date that I didn't even know I had? She didn't want to hear it. It didn't matter. Continue the processing. They gave me another bond. It was a $40,000 bond, all right? For a case that I had just beat already, that was dismissed. Oh, I didn't beat it. All right, I took a plea deal, but it was dismissed. It wasn't going to come up as nothing anymore. So they gave me another bond, $40,000, right? 10%, you get out 10%, 4 racks. I had just started this new job, y'all, making the most money that I had ever made in this industry. Up until that point, I was already thinking about all the good things I'm gonna do for my family, all the nice shit I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna put more money into this YouTube. I'm finna turn this shit up. I was already doing all that, y'all, and I'm a writer, right? So I got journals with notes, and I write all this shit down, and which is even more kind of like depressing, I can say, right? When I look back and see that shit, I'm like, damn, man, I was about to make some shit happen for real. So I have to bond out. I get a lawyer, and these are the lawyers, you know, although these lawyers or attorneys, because they are different, right? They are not the same. All attorneys are lawyers, but not all lawyers are attorneys, okay? Just remember that. And their job is to uphold the law, okay? Whether or not they're your defense team, whether or not you think that they're there to get you out of jail or to get you free or whatever it may be, they took an oath, and at the end of it, it is to uphold the law. So I say all that to say is that I don't trust any lawyer, attorney, barrister. I don't trust none of them, all right? If it wasn't such a big deal, and if I wasn't going to take so much flack, I would represent myself, right? But it seems as whenever people try to do that, then they mix you in with the whole sovereign citizen shit, right? Which isn't even, that's not even a proper term. They try to bunch you in that group whenever you want to represent yourself, right? So it made it worse for me had I did that. But who's else is gonna hear me out? So I did some researching, y'all, and I found an attorney who used to be a prosecutor. This old white lady, and I'm keep it real with y'all. I mean, I'm not gonna say her name, but because of her last name, I'm pretty sure she's a small hat. Like 80% sure, maybe even 90% sure she's a small hat. So I said, okay, maybe I can make this work for me. I get my attorney. I finally get to speak to her. As a matter of fact, I had the first court date. After I bonded out, they put me in court the very next day, right? When I bonded out, like I actually bonded out and got out like at 5 in the morning, and they set me for court that same day at 9. So, you know, I'm in downtown Houston. I get out, I don't have my vehicle no more. It's in the impound lot. So I got to catch a ride from one of the crackheads out there who be offering rides and shit. I go and I finally talked to the lawyer, and I explained everything I just told you. I explained it to the lawyer, and I told her something is wrong. There's a mistake. This cannot be possible. So she goes, let me look into it. I get a call back, all right? And she said, sir, I don't know how to tell you this, but all I can say is that I now see and understand the situation that's going on. And although it's not right, it is very shitty. They were within their right to, I guess, basically do this, what they were doing to me. How I'm going to jail again, all over again, for the case that I had already went through, got it dismissed. I had already went through the first bond, took care of it all, right? I took care of it. So basically, what happened was a different prosecutor picked up the case, right? They started looking, going through it. So their reasoning and their excuses Okay, so you had an assault on your sister-in-law's boyfriend, husband, I don't know, side dude, whatever the fuck his punk ass is, right? They're not married, right? He's just another boyfriend or something. But he's a punk. But yes, I assaulted him. I assaulted the shit out of him. I did threaten my sister-in-law. I did. I threatened her several times. I don't even remember what the threats were exactly, but I did it. They were all in fear for their life, allegedly, right? Everyone was, I'm doing air quotes over here, I can't see, allegedly. Everyone was in fear for their life because of me, right? Just me, one person. So they did put a restraining order on me. They had to put a no contact order at the time between me and my wife. There was a no contact order, which wouldn't have worked at all. I would have been in violation anyway, because the moment I had got out of jail, we had already started talking again, making shit right. So we were around each other. I had to be around my kids. So it'd be impossible for me to abide by a no contact order to the person I'm married to and have children with. So again, when we're going through the court, I had to, I got reset actually a couple times, and then finally when it got this, but during one of the court days, the judge was aware. He saw this. He said, "How are you doing?" I said, "Man, we're back." As a matter of fact, while I'm in court, I had my wife call the DA, the prosecutor, to explain to the prosecutor that, hey, there shouldn't be whatever he did as far as the assault and threatening other people. If that is what it is. But as far as me and him, there should be nothing there as far as a case, as far as a no contact order, restraining order, anything. It should be like that. No, we're actually working it out. We're doing right now. So they understood this. So the judge lifted the order right away. Case got dismissed eventually, right? So that order that was originally lifted in the first case that was dismissed because I did what they asked me to do is now in effect again. So the person I'm married to and have children with that I live with, I have a no contact order, right? I'm not supposed to be around them. I have a bond that they say I jumped, that I already went through and took care of, right? So I did all that. Okay, I'm sorry, now I was explaining. So another prosecutor got the case, and what they did was they think, oh, he's a threat to his wife. So the excuse was that there's many women who get beat up by their significant other, a lot of domestic violence that happens. So what happens is a lot of the times the women will go to the courts and drop the case and say they don't want nothing to happen to the dude. And I'm not saying it happens a lot, right? But I guess it happens enough for them to say that they need to do this. So apparently women who do this sometimes get back together with the guy and end up getting killed. All right, they end up getting murdered or something by their partner. And so they say, to cover their ass, what they did was to make sure that I wasn't going to murder my wife or something like that. They went ahead and picked up the case again after it was already dismissed, and they put a warrant out for my arrest. And now keep in mind, y'all, originally this was just misdemeanors, right? It was just a misdemeanor. Now the shit turns into a felony. So I go from getting misdemeanor cases, going to court, getting them dismissed, doing everything I was supposed to do, to getting a job that was paying me the most I had ever made, everything going perfect, to then a simple traffic stop leaves me going back to, which, again, how I said I was glad that the intuition or whatever it was had kicked in, and I decided to drop my babies off at the house. Well, then again, I was finna go twist up some medicinal anyway, so I don't do that around my babies. But maybe I'm glad that it did happen like that, y'all, because with a felony warrant, surely they was gonna pop up to the job, to my place, to wherever they could find an address that I might be at, right? There's a felony warrant. They was gonna go look for me and pick my ass up, which was a good thing, I guess you could say. But then it turns out to be even more devastating. Why is that? Well, at this job that I had just got hired at, I actually was hired on to be the supervisor for the newly started night shift that they were going to do, right? This company had only done day shift. They weren't a company that had did multiple shifts. They wanted to incorporate a second and third shift somehow. So, you know, me coming from this industry, working night shift most of my time in the industry, I was the perfect fit. I was going to be their supervisor. I was going to be the foreman on the night shift. I was going to be able to decide who I wanted to hire, who I was going to be able to bring on. And you know, I mean, someone like me, I'm waiting for opportunities like this, right? Because I don't have many people, right? I don't have people where I consider just like, oh, these are my people. But whatever people I do consider, I'm bringing them in, right? We finna take this damn company over. I'm gonna get everyone I can to the top. We're gonna get in these top positions, and we're gonna try to run this, eventually branch out, do our own thing, right? But no, you know, I'm like that. I'm trying to do that. This was a Sunday, y'all. It was a Sunday where I had just took my babies to go after celebrating because I had just got my first check. That was a really good check. So that Sunday night, I was supposed to start my first shift as the foreman of the night shift, which was a very big deal, right? Just your first day. I had already been working there. I was already training for their system to learn how they do shit there. But my first day technically as the foreman of the night shift would have been that Sunday night. Well, I was in jail, right? I wasn't going to be able to make it. Even if I had, which I did, I bonded out almost right away, but the process still takes anywhere from 10 hours to 24 hours, right? You can be sitting in damn holding cell just to wait for the bond paperwork to get over there for you to get released. And then when the bond paperwork gets there, you got to process out the jail, which is going to take another several hours. So I wasn't making it to this first shift, y'all. I didn't. Then I couldn't lie, right? What was I going to tell them? Well, I couldn't just make any. Normally the lie you would, hey, oh, I went to jail, right? I got in trouble. I went to jail. I couldn't make it. But I was honest with them. They let me go. They fired me. Pretty much on the spot, right? Like immediately. I was sick to my stomach, y'all. Sick. I'm like, damn, I had just turned everything around. Me and the wife was good on good terms now. And I'm not saying anything to disparage the wife, because I can sit here all day and I can blame her and blame everything else around me. But the fact of the matter is, I'm a grown ass man, right? I should have been able to hold my composure and stay in character, and I should have been able to act accordingly. That way I would not get myself put into a situation where I would be taken away from my children for real. And I did that. I didn't do that, right? I wasn't a man the way I was supposed to be. So I'm not saying it's no one's fault, right? I'm the one who I fucked up. I did fuck up. And it wasn't just me, but I know that I did fuck up. I put myself in jail. I didn't have to go around trying to beat nobody up, prove any points. I just basically, just to keep it real with y'all, that feeling of having my children, of not having my children there when I wake up or before I go to sleep, that shit fucked me up, y'all. It put me in a mental state that I never want to be in again, because I honestly scared myself of how crazy and how far I would go to just prove a point, or how far I would go to just let people know y'all got the wrong one. And it turns out it wouldn't matter, right? I could have went around and beat everybody up. And what happens? I end up going to jail, and I'm really taken away from my babies, and I can't do nothing about it. So I wasn't a man the way I was supposed to be, right? I fall short sometimes. I'm not perfect, y'all. But for all of this to come and happen to me again is kind of crazy, right? It doesn't make sense. So, I got court. I got more court dates again. I'm finna have to go back to court and try to see if I'm able to explain this somehow, or if the attorney is going to be able to explain this, or hopefully, right? Who knows? I don't know what's gonna come of it. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I do got court coming up here in a few days, and I actually got 2 different courts, right? I got to go to a felony court, then I got to go to a misdemeanor court. Oh, okay. So while I was pulled over that second time, right, when they're taking me to, I'm in the back of the cop car, tripping out. I'm bugging out. They're going through my car. So check this out, y'all. Look, I had just moved from an apartment. So at that apartment I used to live at, I still had mail going over there. So from time to time, I would go pop up, and I still had the key to the mailbox there, and I would go and check my mail to see if I had get any type of mail. So I had went and did that either a day or 2 prior to me getting pulled over and getting taken in. So I took all the mail out. I grabbed everything. It was late. I jump in the car. When I get home, I look at it. I'm like, man, oh, this is what is this shit, right? It's not even mine. There's a bag inside this mailbox with a prescription bottle of 100, all right, 100 pills in it. And I couldn't even tell you what kind of pills they were, right? I mean, well, I could tell you, but they weren't a narcotic, all right? It wasn't a narcotic, because whenever I'm like, shit, hey, look, again, I'm just being real. I'm keeping it real with y'all, right? I ain't gonna try to hide who I am or how I am. But when I seen that bottle of 100 pills, I thought, this a lick. I got me a look. I'm finna, if they are a narcotic, right? If they so happen to be some type of opiate or something, you damn right, I'm finna turn around and flip them, right? I'm gonna make some money. There are 100 pills in the bottle for the prices that they're going for out here in these streets, for these Percocets y'all hear about, and these, they're going for a lot, all right? 10, 11, 12, $13, sometimes more per pill. There's 100 pills in there. So I did look them up to see if there were some type of narcotic or something, or if there were anything like that, right? Which they weren't. They were something for inflammation and like something else, right? Whatever. They stayed in the car. So of course the next day when I get pulled over, that same 100 bottles, the same bottle of 100 pills is in the car with a whole different person's name on there, right? A lady's name. They get the pills. They skip the marijuana. They skip the firearm. They don't worry about nothing, right? Then nothing at all. As a matter of fact, when I got my truck out the impound, well, the marijuana was missing, right? Somebody took the tow truck driver got me for my shit, but the firearm was there. But anyway, they get that pill, that bottle of 100. They get that pill bottle. They bring it. They ask me questions about it. I'm like, look, man, it's not a narcotic. You can quickly just Google this real quick, and y'all can know for yourselves. There's no need for y'all to send it to go get tested. There's no need to put another charge on me when we can find out right now if they're a narcotic or not. They didn't do that, right? So then I get charged. Possession of a dangerous drug, all right? Which I don't know how there would be dangerous or whatever. So that's the misdemeanor. That's something that, okay, whatever. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to get that taken care of. They're going to send them to the lab. The lawyer's going to have them test them, or I guess do some quick Google searches, WebMD, to find out that these pills are not a narcotic. They're not nothing. It's no controlled substance, right? So that case is probably going to get dismissed. But this felony, I have a felony case now. I'm fighting a felony now for something that I already took care of, that I already went through. Case was dismissed. I'm in violation, of course. Obviously, I was, right? I'm not supposed to be around my wife, technically, which wouldn't make any sense. How is a father supposed to see his children or pick up his children, right? Like, even if we weren't together, even if we were separated, if I'm going to go pick up my children, what, we're supposed to go around that, find ways around that, right? Nobody's going to abide by that shit, right? But that's besides the point. I now have to go and fight this felony for something that I already did, that I already went through, right? Case got dismissed. So all I know is that I thought maybe, man, you know, I heard somebody told me, oh man, that's like double jeopardy. No. I mean, I could see where you might think that it would be like a double jeopardy, but I don't see that, right? I can understand how a prosecutor would look at that and then maybe be like, okay, the state's gonna pick this up, we're gonna file charges and all that. But my guy, the shit was dismissed already. I got the certificate from the anger management, from the other counseling things. I got the certificates. I got the dismissal papers from my lawyer whenever the judge signed or whatever they did to make it official at it being dismissed. I got everything. I have it all. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna come of it, right? You know, I'm gonna continue just fighting the case and hoping for the best. But I did lose that job. And to make it even worse, when I go out now, because, you know, I was like, man, whatever. This industry, I'm a very skilled machinist. And just off of the knowledge that I can tell you from that I can just tell you, right? Orally. I can just, all the terminology, they would be able to see that, whatever. I'm going to go find me another job, better company, make more money. So that's what I did, right? I started putting out my application, my resume to these different companies. Sure enough, I was already being brought in for interviews, drug test. I got hired at a couple of different places, right? I was able to pick. And what do you know? They run the background check. And even though I'm not convicted, and even though, you know, I'm still fighting this case, right? It's coming up. You're fighting a felony right now. They didn't hire me. Bro, that shit fucked me up, y'all. Sick to my stomach. And when I mean I was sick to my stomach, I was physically sick to my stomach. That this case that I'm fighting right now, that I haven't even went to court yet, only one time, the first time I haven't even went back, it's already popping up, and companies are not gonna hire me because they see that I'm fighting a felony right now. That shit fucked me up, y'all. Sick to my stomach, man. I used to think this depression shit wasn't real, right? Man, you ain't been through nothing, right? You can get over it. You got to figure it out. You'll be all right. I think for the first time in my life, I think I was depressed when all that shit was happening, right? It's been a couple weeks now, y'all. But I did feel depressed because I'm like, damn, I was literally about to change my family's entire lives in a way that, you know, I always knew I would, but I was gonna do it fast, quick, right? Working at a job, which, again, I don't like to work for nobody. I prefer to be my own boss. I used to have a nice, very nice storefront. I used to have a little jewelry shop where I used to make really good money. And you know, that ended up not working out, right? Now, I mean, it worked. It wasn't sustaining, and it wasn't worth it for me to continue paying for a lease for something that it wasn't making as much money, right? I still do the jewelry thing, right? I still mess around. Any opportunities I have to buy some gold up, you know, I'll buy it just to turn around and flip it. But I did at one point have a very successful jewelry store where I did make very good money, like very good money. And it wasn't even so much about the money, which it was, right? Like, I made enough money to make me happy because I was working for myself. I woke up when I want, I went home when I want, I did whatever the hell I wanted, right? But you can't put a price on that. For me, this is for me, my opinion. You can't put a price on that shit. So it started to be to where, man, you know what? I'm becoming more stressed. Shit's not adding up. I'm coming home late. I'm arguing with the family because I'm stressed and worried about my storefront. So I let it go. I let the storefront go. I went back into the workforce. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what I can do. I am a CNC machinist, right? Back then, at that time, I wasn't as experienced. I got hired somewhere, got a job, got more experience, learned it more. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start doing this now. I'm gonna go into the workforce, and I'm gonna work until I can get enough money to, you know, maybe start something else. Because bottom line, y'all, I will not have some type of career where I'm working for someone, right? I know I gotta sustain, I gotta support my babies, my wife, I gotta take care of us. So I know that I gotta go and get a job and work. But that's not the plan, yo. It's never been the plan and never will be the plan. I will run some other type of business, which I don't know at this point. I don't know what, but it wouldn't matter, right? I'm a hustler. Shit, if it can make money, and I'm good at it, I can figure it out. It'll be that, right? I don't know what it will be though, but I'm gonna run another business. I will be a business owner again. I will work for myself, but in the meantime, I gotta work. I gotta work. You don't work, you don't eat. If I don't grind, my babies don't eat, and my babies eat. When my babies eat, they eat. All right, 3 of them. They all eat a lot. They all need shoes. They all need clothes. I still got one in diapers, y'all. So the shit ain't cheap. It's expensive, right? So for this to happen to me, for me to end up going to jail a second time for something that I had already went to court for, got dismissed, put it behind me, I'm trying to understand and figure out what grounds or how it's legal to just basically just fuck someone's life up, right? That's what they did. That's what they basically did. They came in here and said, hey, you know what, sir? We're finna fuck your life up. Yeah, the first time I was guilty. I did it. I admitted it. And I was willing to, suffer the consequences. Had they put me in jail for a certain amount of time, I'd have went and did it. Because, I'm going to stand on it. I still stand on it to this day. I don't even take it back, right? I don't. I did what I did, whatever. Would I move differently? Yeah, I'm not going to do something to put myself in jail where I can potentially not see my babies, because that shit makes me sick to my stomach. If I don't have, my babies are my everything. If they're not around me, or if they're not with me, or if I'm not able to just get up and go see them, I'm going to be sick to my stomach. So I fucked up last time, right? I didn't do it. But this time, I didn't do nothing. I legitimately didn't. I was pulled over for, I want to say the no seatbelt was the original, was the reason why I got pulled over, was for no seatbelt. Which is weird, right? Because I'm riding around with no seatbelt all the time. Again, this could be my mind working the way it works, right? I mean, this is Conspiracy University, right? So I thought it was weird how the cop had popped up out of nowhere and just pulled me over for no seatbelt, right? This is where I drive myself crazy. Me thinking like, man, are these motherfuckers watching me? Were they waiting just to see me somewhere to get me? Oh, look, we're gonna fuck his life up. He got a felony warrant out. This shit makes no sense, y'all. It really makes no type of sense. I'm hoping, the only thing I'm hoping for now is that this attorney that I hired, that she somehow, some way is able to get the court to see the mistake that they made, or but like I said, y'all, they're there to uphold the law. So my attorney is fucking booty buddy friends with the prosecutor, or whoever it is, the DA, the judge. They're all homies, right? They all in on it together. They all look out for each other, which is that's life, right? It is what it is. I do the same for me and my circle, but me and my circle don't go around fucking up people's lives or putting people away in cages like animals, like we're savages or something. Not saying that there ain't no savages out there. There is people that do need to be put away. There is people out there who do need to be castrated, buried somewhere. But for everyone else who just bullshit crimes like marijuana, traffic violations, stupid shit, right? They're able to go and take you away from your family and put you in a cage like an animal, all right? And we can't do nothing about it at all. If they wanted to come pick up my children from my house right now, I can't do nothing about it. I will do something about it, right? But then who loses? My babies lose, because I'm finna come out and shoot everything up. Everything is getting shot up. If some people, the government or anyone's finna come and try to take my babies, okay, well, I'm going out with a bang at that point. But then I still lose. They still win. they will still get away with having the children. Like, I lose, right? So we in a fucked up society, fucked up situations. And it's even more fucked up whenever the American people, right? Us, the people, whenever people start to defending the system, government, politicians, when they get to defending them in any way, shape, or form, any type of defense for them, that's it for me, right? I now see something, I'm like, look, come on, man. Like, there's good people and there's bad people, right? There's good, there's evil people. We know that. And I'm not saying everybody in the government is evil. I'm not saying that because I don't know that. So I can't say it as a fact. But I feel like if you're in government at a certain level, once you get to a certain level of government, all of them are fucked up. All right? All of them. Ain't no other way to put it for me. Because a lot of them know what's going on. A lot of them know the shit that's happening, you know, how they trick us, how the moment you step into a courtroom, you are no longer going by the same type of laws, the legalese, with the different way they say, the different terms that they use, and the definitions, how they're different than what the people think they are. And these people in the courtroom know, they know the definitions are different for certain words. They understand that, they know that. That's why they go off a different dictionary, right? That's why they use different dictionaries. They don't use the ones that just anyone out here uses. So in my eyes, all of them are fucked up. They're all part of the problem, all right? They're all adding to it. And you know, they're probably profiting off of it too. But you know, they always say, ain't all money good money, all right? Not all money is good money. I'll be damned if I'm gonna go take money and I know that this money came from some fucked up shit, right? Like I said, y'all, I am a hustler. I do hustle. So I'll go out there and get it many different ways. I'm older now. I got children. So I'm not the same person I was. But when I was younger, I went out there and got it, all right? Many different ways. I used to do fucked up shit when I was younger. I did. The moment I had children, that all changed. That shit, a light bulb went off in my head, and that type of unconditional love you feel from your children is unlike anything else, right? Where all I want to do is impress them. All I want to do is impress my babies. Like, I want to go out and work hard and bust my ass just to impress my babies, right? Just to show them, like, man, you know, my dad is Superman. Even though they already think of me as Superman. And, you know, I don't feel like it sometimes, but it don't matter. In their eyes, I'm Superman. So that's a lot of, you know, I gotta be able to live up to that, the best of my ability every single day, because, you know, they weren't asked to come to this world, right? No baby was asked. So if you bring some babies into this world, it's your responsibility, it's your obligation to take care of them the best of your ability, right? It's your obligation. So all I'm saying is that basically we all know the court system's fucked up. We all know this. But someone like myself, who actually knows more than the surface, like, I don't like to use that word woke, right? Enlightened, whatever you want to call it, all right? But I know, okay? Conspiracy University, right? I know what's going on. I know the corruption. I know how crooked it is. Like, I know. So when I have to go through it and still see that I can't do nothing about it, the shit is defeating, y'all. It really is, because you can't do nothing about it. I can sit here all I want and read out all the laws and all the legal terms and everything, and I can explain to them how this is not right. It's not legal. You cannot be having me here like this detained. You cannot be doing this. It don't matter, right? You're beating a dead horse. It don't matter. It's not gonna matter until enough people come together and say, we don't want this shit happening no more. It's gonna stop. That's the only way it's gonna happen, right? And obviously, y'all, nobody's getting together, and nobody, right? You got a few people on YouTube who do talk about certain things. You know, I started off my channel doing that. I'm gonna expose the government, right? I'm gonna help save the people. Man, that shit, it ain't happening, y'all. But I always got hope, right? There's always that little bit. So you're saying there's a chance. There's a chance that just maybe enough of us do come together and we pop this shit off, right? Now I'm not saying we finna go and just, just start shooting everybody and killing. Nah, you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Enough of y'all are angry enough with this system, with taxes, with fucking taxes, y'all. Taxes, a compulsory contribution or donation. Taxes, all right? Before you get your paycheck, the government gets their money from you before you even get your money. All right? We pay sales tax everywhere we go for everything. Taxes, y'all. I know y'all tired of this shit, right? I know a lot of y'all feel the same way I feel. I know y'all do. Y'all won't be watching me if y'all ain't feel the same way I feel. We sick of this shit, right? We sick of the government. We sick of the police. We sick of all the politicians, the mayor. Every single one. We're sick of them, right? We're tired of this shit. They continue to profit and get rich while the poor stay poor. We're sick of this shit. And I know y'all are, because I'm sick of it. And I ain't the only one around that feels like this. There's only difference for me is I'm somebody who went to the military and I almost got caught up into that life, right? Like I felt like that was the plan from birth. I feel like everyone already has a plan at birth, right? If you have a certain bloodline, they're gonna know you're gonna have a plan. And I feel like the plan was for me to somehow go into the government or politics, right? Starting through the military. But guess what? It wasn't gonna happen, because in my time in the military is when I saw everything for what it really was. All right, that's when I started to see shit. That's when the veil was lifted. That's whenever I became fully, almost not fully, right, but that's whenever I became enlightened enough to understand this is the motherfucking enemy and I need to get my ass up out of here, right? I will not re-enlist. I will not go back. I will not do it, right? I finished my shit. I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. I move around. But I found out while being in the service that this was the enemy, all right? That they are not here for us, the people. They're not, right? They're just not. Soldiers in Afghanistan, in Baghdad, Iraq, we're considered the terrorists, all right? We're the terrorists. We went over there and fucked shit up. We stole all their resources, took everything. We're the terrorists. That's just one thing, right? That's just the tip of it. That's not even the tip of it. That's just something small. But whenever the people who were my superiors, people who were like higher ranking, people that I had to listen to, when I started to see and realize that those people know exactly what I was talking about, or they know that a certain thing was true, when I started to see and realize that those people knew, that's when I said to myself, man, I'm behind enemy lines right now, y'all. This is these are my end. I cannot be here. I couldn't. So I shut down. I got quiet. I stopped talking to anybody, everybody. I put my head down and I finished my shit. But will I ever go and do that again? No, never. I will never enlist to fight any wars for this country, right? Unless it's the war, right? If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's the one, right? The war where the people go and take back our shit, where we go and we get everything back that's ours, right? Or everything that we deserve, or everything that's owed to us. That's the only war that I'll ever sign up to go fight for, right? I don't know if you call that the resistance. I don't know what you call it, but that's the one I'm talking about. That's the only time I'm strapping up the boots, grabbing the rifle, and let's go. That's the only one I'll do it for. That's the only one that's worth losing your life for. That's the only one. If I know that I'm gonna go fight this war, I might lose my life, but my children and their children and everyone else is gonna grow up and prosper and have great, wonderful lives, everything they could have ever wanted. I mean, that's a reason to fight right there, right? That's a reason. But when or if that will happen, who knows, y'all? Who knows? Until enough people are pissed off and enough people are ready to stand up for this shit, there's nothing gonna happen, right? No one's gonna come save us. No aliens are gonna come. Nothing like that's gonna happen, all right? We've watched too many people die, too many of our loved ones, year after year after year, waiting for Jesus to come, man. All right? Now, again, I'm not saying that there is or there's not. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I've seen too many loved ones die thinking a certain thing that didn't happen. So it comes a certain time, y'all, when y'all have to wake up and stop and see. Do I want to die and live my whole life believing something that was probably not true? I mean, that would really suck, right? That would suck. Most people do die like that. Most people die thinking something that wasn't even right, living a lie their entire life. Most people die like that. So maybe one day, y'all, maybe enough people come together, we start some shit up, maybe we could rock the boat a little bit, right? But the way shit going, y'all, how quickly everyone lined up to go and get that shot, that's scary, y'all. That is scary. How quickly people lined up to go and get the shot without any type of communication with a doctor, without going for a fucking checkup or a physical, with anything. Oh, I saw it on the news. They said to go do it on the news. We got to go do it. Everyone is going to do it. And if you don't do it, then you're going to be outcasted by society and everyone's going to look at you like you're a problem. That shit was scary. That shit's scary, y'all. That's the scary part, is how quickly everyone fell in line. And I mean everyone, right? Y'all know almost everyone. Everyone around me, family members, friends, everyone got in line and said, come on, pick the shirt up. Put one in me right there. Oh, we need another one? Shit. Put another one in me. Oh, we need another one. How many do we need? How many boosters was there? I couldn't even tell y'all, right? But it didn't matter because everybody got in line and got it. No questions asked. And whenever you would ask them, well, did you consult with your primary care physician maybe? Or your family doctor? Did you maybe ask or consult them? All I know, somebody was on the news with a white lab coat and a stethoscope, and they were in front of a bookshelf of encyclopedias, and that person told me to go get it. And that's why y'all did it? I'm sorry, y'all, but that wasn't enough for me, all right? That wasn't enough for me. On top of me already not trusting government whatsoever at all, or me already feeling like they're the enemy, right? We're prisoners of war right now, all of us, right? This is me, my opinion. So with that, paired with not trusting the government and, the media always lying, putting shit on the news, it wasn't going to happen for me, right? It wasn't going to happen for my babies, my wife. And as much as I take flack for it, and as much as everyone talks shit or calls me names or tells me whatever it is that they tell me, I don't care, right? I don't care. You either fuck with me or you don't. I don't care. The only person's approval that I worry about is my babies. That's it. So nobody else matters. Nobody else's opinion matters. But it was scary, y'all, as to how quickly everybody lined up to go and get that shit. I'll never forget it. It seems like there's still people wearing masks today. I've seen people today driving around in their car with a mask on, y'all. If that shit ain't scary, then then maybe you just don't. Some people are just oblivious, right? Some people just don't care. Some people rather not know, right? Like a lot of my family members, right? Like my siblings, they just don't want to know, right? Because they're not dumb, right? I mean, they're not the brightest apple of the bunch, but they're not dumb. So a lot of this shit is right there for you to see, right? A lot of the shit is right there for us to figure it out. It's not hard. So some people just don't want to know. They're comfortable living the life that they're living, and that's it. They're gonna accept that, right? Which is cool. It's not saying this to judge anyone. I'm not saying that you're wrong because you don't want to know the truth. I'm not saying that y'all are bad people because y'all went and got the jab, right? The poke, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying y'all bad people. I'm not saying y'all are wrong. All I'm saying is we can clearly see that government and the people who run the world are not with us on our side. We the people, right? That's not our team. It's not our side. So why would you want to be so quick to go and do something like that, to put something in your body from the people who we know is not on our side? Never have been. Well, I don't know if they never have been, right? I can't go back to 1776 and shit like that. I don't know. But I feel like it was a setup from the jump. From when the men went in there to put their John Hancock on that paper. I feel like it was a setup from the jump. And they knew this. And they knew what was going to become of it. But they also knew that people like me were going to continue running our mouths, right? We're going to continue trying to get people to see certain shit. God damn. I'm not a good friend. People be nosy shit. As soon as I start talking about certain things, it'd be weird, y'all. It really be weird. It was empty right here, and all of a sudden there's like 10 cars, just people walking around my truck, talking and shit. Crazy, y'all. It's a conspiracy. It must be some type of conspiracy. But in all seriousness, I just wanted to come chop it up with y'all to let y'all know what's been going on with me, what's been happening, why I should be posting more on my channel. But if y'all didn't know, now y'all know. They came and they fucked me over, right? They put me back in jail for a second time after something was dismissed. And now I have to get all the resources together to try and save myself from something that I had already finished, completed, dismissed. I'll never know, right? I wish I was a fly in the wall in some of these judges' chambers, in some of these courtrooms when no one's around. I wish I can just hear the type of shit that goes on. Why? What's the motivation behind it? Because it cannot all be just money, y'all. It can't be just about the money, right? They have a way to print the money out, right? And they don't even need to print the money. You don't have to print the money. They just got to have an internet connection, right? Some Wi-Fi. They type some shit up and they can just magically make some money appear in your bank account, right? It's not. So it's not about the money, right? It can't be. There's something bigger. There's something more behind it. It's a bigger secret than probably we could ever imagine, right? We could say that they're using us, right? The people is the currency. Our feelings, right? Our negative thoughts, our fears, all that shit that they feed off of that, right? There's different theories and all that, but me personally, I don't know, right? I don't know which one's right. I don't know which one's true. I know what I think. And what I think is this can't all be just for the money, right? There's no way. They have everything they want, and if they don't have it, they can get whatever they want. These people who run the world, the powers who shouldn't be. It can't be about money, y'all. Maybe it is our blood, right? Maybe it is our mind. Maybe it's our souls, right? I don't know. But I will continue running my mouth. I will continue. Anybody who wants to hear me, I'll speak on stuff. Anybody who wants to know, I'll gladly teach them. I'll enlighten them. anyone who wants to know, right? Not like before when I used to go and run up to everyone. The first thing I would try to do was try to explain everything to someone. You can't do that, right? You can't do that. It's just gonna fuck you up. It's gonna make your life hard. So, I had to learn. I had to learn on my own. So 2020, when I was going and trying to tell everybody, that was a big mistake. Should have never done that. But I don't take it back because I got everyone away from me who I know needs to be away from me, right? All those people who talked about me behind my back or said that I'm crazy. I got called schizophrenic. I got caught, I was told I was smoking crack. I got caught I need mental help. All kinds of shit. For simply just trying to explain shit to people, right? Like anything. Like some of the most obvious shit, like 9/11. One of the most obvious fucking inside jobs ever, right? Obvious. Guess what, y'all? It ain't as obvious to everyone else. Not everyone else sees that. Or they don't care to see it. And they're just comfortable living their sorry ass, fuckboy ass lives with faking it with everyone, faking it for social media, showing everybody your Sports Center top 10 highlights of your life on your Facebook when we all know you ain't shit either, right? You probably struggling too. You're going through things as well. But let you tell it on Facebook, you and y'all are just the fucking happiest family ever, right? People are okay with just continuing through life like that, right? Listen to society. Do everything you're supposed to do that society tells you to do. And if you don't do it, you get outcasted, right? Which is cool. I'm okay with being outcasted. But I will not bend to society's rules. I won't. That's why my children are homeschooled. That's why I would not send them to a regular public school if they do want to end up going to school later on. Sacrifices I will make to continue to keep my babies by my side, under my roof, for as long as possible. For as long as they want to. They're my children. I will be selfish with my children. I have that right. And I will not listen to anybody who comes on any major news network, for that matter, and tells me to go do something, tells me I need something in my body, anything. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna think for myself, and then I'm gonna make the decision. But I can't see who's all okay. We got some people in here. But that's pretty much what I wanted to come talk to y'all about, man. Shoot the shit a little bit. I got about 15 minutes left on this break. And fill my people in, right? My subscriber, my homies. Y'all all my homies. Let's not get it twisted. If you subscribe to my channel, we homies. So if I see you somewhere in public, dap me up. Don't act brand new. We all cool, right? We all like-minded people here, I would like to think, because you're definitely not, and you're watching me, right? We're all like-minded here. Somehow, some way, whether it be the universe, whether it be a creator of the universe, whether it is a person who is God, whatever it may be called, right? That thing, that entity, whatever it is bringing us all together for whenever shit does hit the fan. The line's drawn in the sand, y'all. And we know they the enemy. So I know for a fact, you're watching my channel, you've been sub to me for some time. We're not the same, but we're just like-minded. We think alike. A lot of certain things in life we think about the same way. We're all different though, but y'all know what I mean. When shit hits the fan, the line's been drawn. So the question is, what side are you on? I'm just bullshitting, y'all. I'm just bullshitting. But I do appreciate y'all for coming over here, rocking out with me. I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, y'all. That's what's up. That's cool. If you're still here, just know I appreciate you. You're loyal. You smart. Well, y'all keep your eyes open out there, homies. Y'all stay safe.